Yeah, it's been 30 years. Yeah, we were there when
You obviously seen them big old boys and they really they full big old handsome boys.
I know they were little.
Real tall, slim. Yeah, she was in here when we first came in. Not from the outside.
I might have seen her.
You know, I didn't know you sold them. Do more and eat more for a little break. That was the one that they sent.
But I know Tony was about Steve. And David, yeah, now I remember that. But there was 2 or 3 people that had it. About the time he had that, and I remember that. That's found one of the young ones had found.
No, he went to your church when you went to George, didn't he?
This is one of our church friends, Susie Scott.
Hello.
Yes,
He does.
Mike man.
Yeah.
I'm Michael's wife.
Oh, goody.
You're
Mason.
Coming gift today. I know your presence means a lot to this family at this time.
To the home we all look forward to being at. We don't really understand the reason. We'll never understand it. If we could, we'd be with the Lord already. But we know that that's where Matt has gone. Any of you who saw Matt in his last days know how much he suffered, and know the pain he was in, and know how anxious he was to be released from that pain. And yet he was still Matt. He was ever hopeful, ever wishful that it would still come and it would be better tomorrow. I'd feel better, I'll feel stronger, it'll be okay. Even trying to get out of bed and moving around as only Matt would do. Matt, who was trying in his very, very best to spare everyone any inconvenience. In Matt's last conversation with me, I said, well, Matt, how do you feel about being home? And he said, I love it. I'm comfortable. I'm happy. Because I don't want to be by myself anymore. And I have my mom and my dad here. And that's important. So he was really where he needed to be in order to be called home and to be prepared to go home. Father John was with him the day before he died. And as he left, Matt was already not really able to speak clearly and well. But we know Matt, and everybody who knows Matt knows he was a party person. And can't you picture the party? Can't you picture the party that's going on right now? And he's looking at us and saying, okay, the tears are fine now, but remember I am where I need to be. I am in the Father's arms. I am being loved by God as only He can love me. And each and every one of you has had a part in making Matt who he is. Not who he was, because the Matt we know is. Matt loved his family. He was committed to his family. Matt loved his friends, and he was loyal. I think sometimes when we go through the normal upheavals of life and just the ordinary times when things are very difficult, we forget that we really are rooted in love. And Matt always reminded us of that. When Matt would appear on television, he could speak so eloquently. He could encourage anyone to keep on fighting.
Let's see where you're shooting at. Not bad, how are you?
You want to go in the limo or is it before you?
The limo probably, unless it's full.
And now it's Nations Bank. I don't have a couple of Nations Bank. Barbara.
I don't even know where it come from.
It's the one I brought home from work one day.
Something Wayne got over here.
Yeah.
No, I don't. She don't see
My
that.
son lives in Colorado.
Yeah.
And he bought that one come from Denver, I think.
Okay.
And the rest of them are Avon except for
Yeah.
those three back there. And my German mug over here.
Yeah. Hey, look at that thing. What do you see in there?
Do something, Barbara.
Like what?
Say cheese.
Cheese. What? I know. I'll pass on that.
I didn't say
Thank you.
that.
What are you ready for?
Yeah, I think it will.
What?
Cup of coffee.
Yeah.
You don't
sounds
have
good
to.
too.
That's the biggest cup I got. Hey, that's some.
That sounds
You ever seen
Wayne,
an Irish paper
Wayne,
shell?
Wayne, I'm coffee out. I want you to drink this. It ain't got nothing in it now. If you want
It's
it.
black.
Okay.
good.
The Irish paper shell.
What? Cup, mug.
Yes. That'll be a big deal.
Well, how's everything percolating down the gas tank?
About the same as all. They ain't much changed. Except we have to build more extra guys.
Go by and saw it last year.
I mean, it is, we love it.
And they go down and didn't have time.
We got, what's the blinking light for?
That's to let you know that I'm taping.
Okay. Here we got, we're dispatching is set out
Hey.
there back in the building. We got, working very raw. Quit smoking about a little over a year ago.
Doctors are hounding at me every time I go see, have you quit smoking yet? Have you quit smoking yet? Well, I'm not smoking as much as I used to walk, and they give them to him. But they wouldn't give him anything to light them with, and he didn't know the difference.
Well, that's cool.
And when I'd walk in, give me a cigarette, give me a cigarette, give me a, I said, Al, you're not supposed to smoke. Now he got one mad at me, I had, so I went and bought him a pack of cigarettes, but I didn't give him a light either. Anyway to light it. Because Chris and get some rest, because we haven't had much rest. So.
He's into auto racing and all. He knows a lot about motors and engines and just about pretty much good general knowledge.
Yeah.
So I had him looking at it with me to fix a gasoline leak up around the carburetor. And I looked and looked, I couldn't find where it was coming from, but I knew it was puddling on top, and that's a bad deal.
Yeah.
And so he found it and he got it fixed and put everything back together. And I went on a test drive, you know, the thing wouldn't change gears. So I just assumed it was low on fluid. First I did check the dipstick, and I couldn't get a true measure on it. I don't know why. I mean, it just, you know how you're on your dipstick, it's only supposed to come up so far and show you level if it's hot and running. And it would just splashed all up and down the dipstick, so I figured it was out, or darn near dry anyway. So I dumped 2.5 quarts of transmission fluid in there, and it still did it. So I kept looking and looking and looking and looking. I couldn't figure out what it was, and along about that time, Alan called her oldest son.
He's a mechanic too.
And he said, from what you've told me, it sounds like something's just come loose somewhere. And first I thought it might be a modulator.
Yeah.
I looked all over for a modulator. I couldn't find one, so it must be electronic instead of the inline vacuum type. And I saw something laying over on the block of the engine. And it was a passing gear connecting rod to the transmission. The locking pin had come off and flopped over.
Yeah.
And
So
that's all it
then
was.
he spent several hours trying to siphon that transmission fluid back out
It
of
was Sunday, and I couldn't go get any parts to replace the seal, you know, by dropping the pan and getting it out that way, so I had to siphon it out.
Yeah, I understand that.
And I hadn't got it all out yet.
I don't think it'll hurt it.
Well,
I don't think it would. I don't put too much oil in an engine can damn sure hurt an engine. But I've done that before. Not on purpose.
well, it works under pressure too, a lot more pressure than the transmission does.
Well, some guy put I think 2 quarts too much in one of my cars one time. He did something to it. And I don't know what he did to it. Because I had an oil pressure gauge and it was always read real steady. He overfilled it with oil, and the oil pressure gauge was set there and turn that damn thing off. Sit there and do this. sit there and do this bit.
Why don't we tell them about the Shoney's incident when
Not me.
you were showing me how big that regulator was, and I was pointing at it. About the time that waitress walked up.
Yeah, the waitress is walking up, and I'm talking about a regulator. Mike, you mean like that?
Got a weird look.
I'd like to hear some stories about life when he was little.
There are none.
Yeah.
There's gotta be some.
Boy, if I go over and tie to that, I said, swing the floats.
Channel marker.
Yeah. That's a good idea, so we went up there and Wayne got up there and tied a hard knot.
There's ropes hanging off of this buoy. Just
Yeah.
pieces of rope hanging off of
We
this buoy.
don't see that. So we tied a big knot, this is Wayne tied the knot, cut the motor, the boat drifted back, the boy bent over like that, and there was a wasp nest about that big, and they just flew everywhere.
They were pissed.
Yeah. And
No, I'd say so,
I was
yeah.
running from the back of that boat to the front.
By that time, I threw the boat in reverse to get the hell out of there.
Run
We're tied to the damn buoy, we can't go nowhere. Bobby runs past me and falls between the seats. I'm wondering what the hell he's running for by that time the swarm of wasps. All right.
We had to cut the rope, so that's how we figured out all them ropes that was hanging off the board.
Yeah, Bobby is laying in the deck of the boat. I mean, laying there.
Yeah.
Barbara and Mike are in the back seats of the boat looking toward the back, knowing what's going on. Matt is sitting up the front seat, and he's got this big old wide brim hat swatting at the wasp.
Oh my
The
God.
dog was biting at him. Everything light on the sheet
I took the hat away from Matt and said, give me that damn hat. Started swatting the wasp myself. And everybody's, I'm screaming at Bobby, cut the rope. Bobby, cut the rope. Bobby's laying at the bottom of the boat like this.
I know what, I'm scared.
We cut the rope.
I'll bet you did.
Brand new rope.
That's when we noticed there was 4 or 5 other ropes hanging off of that same buoy that had been cut.
Yeah.
And what was it, the day we went out? All of us had went out in the boat, and we'd been gone about an hour or so, and we come back up, and Matt is sitting up under a tree reading a book. We pulled the boat up to the shore, and are tying it up, and everybody is getting out of the boat. And all of a sudden, Matt jumps up screaming, "Don't leave me, don't leave me," and here he comes running. He has not missed us one bit. He sees us getting out of the boat, thinks we're getting in the boat going somewhere.
And he probably had sat there and read for
He
hours.
did. Never missed us.
Photograph y'all.
You can get in the picture too.
I need to get in the picture. How did the balloon get here?
It was laying up there and then I saw it and I pulled back to the issue and
It must have been a tree.
yeah.
I know that tree got several of them yesterday.
This button here turns it on and off, right?
Yeah. It's the pause record button. See it counting? And those little pause marks are disappearing. And it's recording. Oh, that's where she stopped there.
Something's wrong with this thing. I don't know what's got into it. I can get it though.
Yeah, we discussed that.
Yeah.
Didn't you say something about lining that up with looking him? No, I won't. Thing down there. You got a lawnmower? Anybody wrong? Put that phone right in there. Put it at the top. You gotta hold that side back so that cable thing. Yeah, you do better, right? I'm talking about take that phone out. You put two up on there. Look okay, yeah? You got a